What is your body telling you at this given moment? And why we're here is because we want to be able to provide all of you with information about how to put the dots together and understand what our scanner is telling us.
I think it's going to be our job to really work together to get you to kind of break it apart in section by section, but then know that all of that information is really a picture of what's going on so that we can then turn that around, give your body the frequencies that it needs to balance what's out of balance.
And we're going to give you module by module of what is in our book and what we can show you how to connect those dots. And I think, Pamela, we're going to go ahead and just go down what our AO scan is showing us. And I think it's very important to understand that chakras and meridians are the gateway to energy throughout our body.
And then when you're looking at other groups, I feel like let's talk about knowing that you don't have to know all these things. Going to the book as far as for looking at a certain food. So for instance, histamine foods. I can see that avocados and bananas and pineapple and certain things that will show up in the book that actually are going to tell me maybe why. So use your book as a handbook to actually go to find out why you think maybe that was showing up for you.
And just because it's not in here doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
No.
This is just a starting point. It's just education and it's just a tool.
And most of you might have been told by maybe one of your doctors that it's you should go on a FODMAP diet or a lectin-free diet. And so those are all listed in the book. And so I think that's going to be helpful.
Which is all going to turn back to your scanner. Look for those patterns.
Yeah, it's all about the patterns. Remember, our goal is to help you with the information.
And we're going to hit on the key points of what's in our physical functionality list.
So I think we need to think outside the box. I think all of these things are things that as we start to learn more and more about them, it's we'll look at those things on our scanner.
We are going to go over an easy scan in enhanced view today. We get asked questions a lot of how do we read these in real time? So we thought we would come on and show you. So the first thing we start out is knowing on the enhanced view is going to be all about colors and numbers. But if we're looking at the scanner and we just keep seeing patterns showing up, remember we're talking about patterns.
That's probably the biggest key I can say about any of the opportunistic pathogens. Make sure that you have a strong army, make sure you have the tools, and we have one of the best tools to be able to help with a playlist on a daily basis, which I think is so valuable.
Yeah, and you don't have to have symptomology. Remember that, you don't have to be symptomatic for things to show up, and it's just an educational tool.
I totally 100% believe that you need to use the scanner to be able to connect these dots. And so then if you really think about everything that the scan has shown, it's we would go back to the inner voice, we would make a playlist, we would use this information to go after some of those areas to make a playlist that we could run either for today or you could run it for a week. It's whatever you think that you need for that protection.
The body has its own innate way of balancing. So you have all the information you need right here.
Use your book, utilize it in a way that it's you can learn, because every time you do a scan, the information is going to be different. And so you can learn how to put those pieces of the puzzle by going through your book.
And this is going to be presented to you in a live PDF form. So we will, as we update the book throughout time, you will see different volumes. So we look forward to seeing you in the future with more information.